Next Saturday night, we're sending you back to the future.
Welcome to the TransTrenders podcast. I'm your host, Six, and today we have Digitron.
Train is rolling into the station.
That's fine. Man, Digi, I can't believe that they found a way so that you can actually move around your house without, losing your legs again. I mean, last time you accidentally mistaked it for a chicken leg and you were hungry that week. And Jesus, now they found a way for you to wheel around your house so you can mistake them for chicken legs all you want.
Yeah, I will eat my legs every time they grow back because the leg regrowth pills are quite delicious as well. This future world we've entered and live in now of 3,000 years from the time that the listener hearing this will somehow be doing so is quite nice and convenient and great.
Yeah, it's very nice. What's it called?
It's called Outtro. That's the name of the place, the planet. What used to be known as Earth is now known as Outtro 3,000 years in the future. Why? Because there was a alien takeover at one point when a dictator from space in the year 2088 came and defeated Google, who had taken over the world and was basically turned human into cattle and slaves. And Outtro came and defeated Google, killed half of the planet in the process, but ultimately restored freedom and libertarianism and capitalism and allowed the world to hyper-accelerate into a place where nothing has meaning and everything is modular and you can be whatever you want. And I can be someone who eats their own legs every day and grows them back through medical science.
Oh man, Digi, that's nice. So I can't believe all the stuff that has happened in the past, 1,000 years, 2,000, 3,000. Yeah. I know we sent our videos back in time, and we're doing this for this podcast. They sent us the results of last week so that we can read it off here and then send it.
I'm just so glad we were born in the first generation to have immortality so that we could even talk about all 3,000 years that we've experienced.
I know. When Donald Trump tweeted out that one sign that said Donald Trump 2020, Donald Trump 2024, Donald Trump 2028, and then so on, and then it was infinite, we all thought that was a joke. And we made fun of, the libtards and the commies and whatnot. Yeah. Only to figure out that Donald Trump's going for his 204th election.
Yeah, the crazy part is that he didn't even live long enough to see immortality. He just lived long enough to see resuscitation from within 7 years of death. If his corpse hadn't been kept on ice, we wouldn't have been able to pull that one off. But
yeah, and now we have Donald Trump in office still to this day. Yeah. And Corona, has had some crazy developments. For some reason, it disappears for 3.5 years. And every half a year before election, it ramps up all over again. Every time. Without fail. And the BLM protests are still going on. They're still talking about George Floyd.
I'll talk to you about a protest that's happening right now on the ground floor of my cyber building, which is where the cyberpunks are protesting the fact that steampunk is still a thing somehow 3,000 years later. We are still romanticizing the Steam era because people are just really mad that Steam was never the way anything happened. We're like, what if it could have been, though? And everybody's like, but the transistors, we've just kept making transistors smaller. It's been the same shit. It's been the same for fucking hundreds of years now. If we discover a new alloy We can make things better, but Steam, it's not. It doesn't have enough power. You can't run enough.
It doesn't make sense.
You can't run enough power through Steam.
The only way Steam can have enough power is where you simultaneously create a black hole.
So, I remember back when we first started this show, like 3,000 years ago, we created a time capsule because we knew that episode 7, or whatever the last episode was going to be, we were like, I'm going to be out of town next week, so we better make sure that we have one of the episodes that we sent back from the future, which we know about because we get these envelopes in the mail containing episodes, like flash drives with episodes from the future. And so we were like, okay, we're going to have to pencil in one of those future episodes for this week because I'm not going to be around to do a regular episode. And then we forgot to pencil in the future episode for like 2 weeks. And so the future episode is actually just now coming out. And I know all this because it happened 3,000 years ago. And so I know
you may not be able to remember what you ate for breakfast, but you can definitely remember what happened 3,000 years ago.
Well, I know that when it all happened, I did not listen to this episode because I then would have tried to beat myself. I would have said, "Oh, we missed it. We forgot to release it instead of we releasing it 3 weeks late. I'll take care of that. I'll make sure." If I had listened to it, I would have known, but I know I didn't listen to it because I would have heard me saying this now if I had. And instead, I'm telling you that 3,000 years ago, we ended up playing this episode, but not in lieu of an episode that would have been recorded because we forgot. But now it is being played. And because of the fact that we knew we were going to play this episode next, we sent a time capsule of the results of the previous episode to ourselves so that we could review that episode this episode. So what were the results?
I mean, what was this podcast like? Like, did we invite Nate on yet? I mean, what's it called? I remember we did an episode with all the procrastinators one time.
Yeah,
it was like cancer because we had like 5 different arguments and no one knew who each other was arguing against. They were just spouting shit that they were saying, and they said everyone else was just wrong.
Yeah, I mean, they probably everybody was wrong, which is usually the case on this show. If anybody's right, we're not doing our jobs correctly.
So, I think I remember. I remember how we do it. So, what's it called? Anyone that wants to call in can DM me, and then we'll set up a day while we're doing it and while we're recording it and call in. Yeah, that's how it was. Something like that.
Yes.
All right, so I have the stuff from thousands of years ago, the polls.
Yes, the time capsule.
So this is... Yeah, so do you remember what we were arguing and who voted what 3,000 years ago?
I remember that I got drunk every day for the last 3,000 years.
So, all right, so I'm going to read it. The first argument. Who is the bigger grifter, Destiny or Vosh?
I think
Destiny is the bigger grifter because he has more subs on YouTube.
Okay.
And Vosh is the bigger grifter because he ate Destiny and became more pedantic.
That sounds like it would win because it has funnier imagery attached to it.
Do you remember who is who?
Yeah, the first one was mine. I know that.
Yep. Mine was... So, Vosh is a bigger grifter because he ate Destiny 1 with 25 votes to 7 votes. Man, I remember when when our podcast was that small, we were normally averaging somewhere around 500,000. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah,
nowadays.
500,000 votes for the loser, whereas the winner usually gets 500 million votes across all the space channels that we broadcast to in the galaxy, which is fully explored.
We still can't imagine like being the top podcaster. Like Joe Rogan somehow is like getting votes in the quadrillions.
Oh, I'm getting nostalgic just thinking about, the good old days. Six, remember when you bought your first star system?
Yeah. I sold so much gold on WoW that I could afford stuff in real life, and then I bought an entire star system with that money.
Yeah. And then you started renting out planets to different mobs of like space aliens that you don't respect racially.
You mean all of them?
Yeah.
All right, so I won that one. The next one is this. This one was okay, close. What is the best course of action for the other's channel?
I don't even
One
remember
person
this.
said,
I don't remember what I could have told you or what you could have told me.
So one was make a new Your Anime Sucks series. The other was make a Monkeys anime review.
Okay. I'm gonna guess that you won.
I won with 19 votes. You lost with 7. And remember the deal that
Nobody
was made.
wants you to just fully replace Mumkey in all facets. You already replaced him on this podcast. Why not just replace him as an anime YouTuber as well?
You remember the bet, I'm assuming.
No, I don't.
So you have 2 months to make a new Your Anime Sucks series, which this one has to be on an either airing anime or an anime that aired last season that everyone thought was like really good, but for whatever reason,
well, let's look at the list here. What have we got? All right, seasonal anime.
Well, we don't have to spoil it. You can go think on your own time.
We have so summer 2020.
It has to be something you're like passionately hating.
I mean, I definitely hated ReZero season 2, but I don't think I want to put myself through having to like justify why and explain. I already wrote a video about Mao Gakuin no Futegi Gosha or whatever, but the gimmick of that video is I only talk about stuff that is good or interesting that happens in the show. And let's see here. What else was there? I mean, most of the stuff that was popular was pretty decent last season. This season, the most popular stuff, Jujutsu Kaisen seems pretty good so far. I don't like Tony Kaku Kawaii that much. Maybe I can rip on that. I don't know if that would make anybody happy.
Oh man, as long as you go into the Your Anime Sucks kind of like style and you got to like hype it up into multiple parts.
What would you request? What do you think is the shittiest anime that's been popular recently?
I've been so busy, I haven't seen anything from this season or last season, and I have a plan to binge so much anime within like 3 weeks.
Okay, but what anime would you want there to be a Your Anime Sucks about? Because this is what you request. You're the one who said, "Oh, you should do a Your Anime Sucks for your channel." So what should it be about?
I said specifically about something you hate that a lot of people like.
That doesn't just... I can't make something like that just exist.
Yes, you can. You could go find one of them that you hate. You watch like a few episodes from every single airing show, don't you?
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, the of the new shows, because I already did watch the episodes of all the new shows. The only one that's popular that I did not like was Tony Kaku Kawaii, but I don't know if I like passionately hated it or anything like that. Like,
how about we discuss that
fine.
right after the podcast and let's keep going.
Okay.
All right. So the last one, wow, this is crazy. So is Dick Masterson trying to rip off our podcast? Yes, because he is becoming trans to copy us. Or yes, because he's becoming bisexual to copy us.
Oh, I mean, I don't know who said what. Both are obviously true. Who won?
So you had one vote for yes, he is becoming bisexual to copy us. I got four votes for yes, because he's becoming
Only
trans
5
to copy
people
us.
even tried to vote in this. Nobody gave a fuck about this topic at all.
So I hired an intern to do these polls because I was too tired. And this person, he was just, he was out on the street down on his luck and said something about some kind of lawsuit that put him on the street. And so he added this weird third vote onto it. And it got 13 votes. It beat both of us.
Oh.
It was something, it says this, fuck this, I can't say it. Fuck Dick Masterson. He owes me money and to unfuck my ex-wife from Maddox.
Incredible. Well, I'm not surprised at that one.
That one. Well, that's a blowout, man. You lost all of them.
I am ashamed.
And then it was the unknown Otaku, Base or Space. I had 13 votes for Base. Based as a motherfucker. And 4 votes for Spaced. And was Digi Based or Spaced? You got 9 votes for Spaced and 6 votes for Based. So you were Spaced.
Damn, I was
all around
spaced.
Blowout.
Spaced as fuck last time. I don't even remember any of that, which is hardly surprising because it happened 3,000 years ago.
3,000 years ago. All right, so
and a lot
let's
of
see.
DMT trips.
So I wrote a little paragraph for you to read. Mm-hmm. I typed it up like 10 minutes before we started. And I want you to drink after every line.
Okay.
First, you have to drink like 3 shots and then drink a little bit after every line.
Okay. All right.
And you got to read it out loud.
Ugh. 6. I heard you are an anime reviewer now. I, Digi, think this is the best thing to happen to AniTube. I needed someone to teach me to watch anime goods. I didn't know how to watch them anime. I does learn better when I see your videos. I have become so based and red-pilled, I now am going to use all my extra weight to vote for Donald Trump 2 times. Now, subscribe to the Unknown Otaku to know real Japanese cartoons. Okay, now this goddamn stupid shit is over, and Unknown, I gotta tell ya, I went out in town with a short miniskirt to see if I passed as a trap. I gotta say, I've been getting a lot of looks. I even get men in uniform to follow me around called police. I once even got someone's number. It was 9/11. Just a random thing that happened today.
Oh man. I did not expect the voice.
No one does.
Yeah, no one does.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right. What's it called?
Based
So-
and red pill as fuck. I did spend my whole weekend shooting guns in the desert and sucking dick. So.
Oh, were they the what's it called? The plasma rifles?
Plasma rifles. I shot handgun and a shotgun and a rifle gun.
Oh wow, very classic.
Yeah.
So like 3,000 years ago. Man, I remember when I used those in the military.
Yeah. We were doing a reenactment.
Reenactment with real guns.
Yeah.
I guess when you have immortality pills, it just makes for a better on-viewing experience.
You ever been shot with a fucking old school gun? It hurts a lot more.
Yeah, I know, because these plasma rifles, when you shoot someone in the arm, it just instantly cauterizes it.
Right.
It like burns all the nerve endings. You don't even feel it.
Yeah, there's no real fun in that. Like, it's just like, whip gone, whip back. Who gives a fuck? Like, you know, I don't know about you, but if I don't get shot in the face and, like, feel the worst imaginable pain before I die, can't come, like, afterward.
So, what's it called? Now that we settled the idea that we can't die, so how have you been killing yourself this week?
Well, I decided to do a Powerball this week. You know when you like doing uppers and downers at the same time, right? So I was combining fast motion suicide and slow motion suicide at the same time. So I don't know if you know this, but for the last 2 weeks I was taking a high speed intergalactic spaceship ride where me and my friends got in a ship and drove across the galaxy and back. And we were bringing home a bunch of their stuff so that they could, you know, bring it back to our space station on this side of the galaxy. And so the fast motion suicide is that I was, you know, in the passenger seat of a ship that was being piloted very long hours by one person and fueled by drugs. So that was the fast motion suicide, was watching the space whip by and hoping that we would live and nobody would pass out and die. And the slow motion suicide was that in order to fit as much stuff as possible, I sacrificed my leg room in the spaceship. And as my legs were on top of each other, they slowly started atrophying and bruising until they were losing circulation. And so I figured maybe this will eventually be a way to die, is to just like sit cross-legged until your legs go numb. Once they did, though, I just ate them, as I am wont to do, and grew them back when I got home and had access to leg regrowth pills again. Yeah.
Aw, man, Digi, what I've been doing this week it's been a real, like, adrenaline rush. So I've been trying some of that hardcore alcohol. And
Hardcore alcohol.
For the audience that don't know it, it's where you take 100% of alcohol and you fill it into an injector and you inject it straight into your heart because we can't die anymore.
Yeah.
And then, what's it called? I literally have an alcohol stream when I do that. And then I go and jump off, the space station. And I don't mean the one we have on the ground. I'm talking about the one in orbit. And I go space diving.
Nice.
And it's been such an adrenaline rush. It's like the very first selling thing we got to do. After finding out immortality pills exist, like, damn, people can't get enough of space diving. Oh man, you just you jump down and go all the way into orbit, and then you burn up on entrance. It's a little crispy, but you just keep regenerating as you're falling. It hurts like a bitch. It's almost like you're Wolverine.
Well,
but what's it called? It is fun as shit.
Personally, like I said, if I don't burn myself down to my adamantium skeleton, then how am I supposed to be able to feel any kind of pleasure later? Like, the level of dopamine being like I have 7 or 8 like tubes going from my arms into these machines, like, that are just feeding me different flavors of dopamine on drips at all times, keeping me in a constant state of being accessible to any extreme emotion at any moment, where if I want to just like instantly burst into tears and have like an entire fucking drama, and then just like switch from that into elation, then, you know, I've got the drugs to make that possible. But instead, you know, I find myself usually having no interest in having any emotion, feeling that this dry malaise is more appropriate for achieving things and making it through the day-to-day of unsureness.
Yeah, that might be more that might make it more productive, but, you know, me just mentally knowing that it's just a drug and whatnot, it doesn't do it for me. I have to jump off the space station.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't. If I don't jump off the space station, then the drugs don't do anything. You know, like, you have to melt your entire fucking body down into nothing every once in a while, or else you're not going to be able to achieve any kind of emotion.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, what's it called? I guess we're done with the slow motion, or I guess we're just done with our suicide methods because we, we can just try them without any cost now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, Digi.
Yes.
We have some modern problems. So, recently, there has been something called Actions Have Consequences, signed into law. This was first presented on Twitter. So, what's it called? They started saying how cancel culture wasn't a thing, and it's just actions have consequences and stuff. So whenever someone, you know, did something, they go and put their name out there, dox them, make them lose their job and everything. And it's like, we used to think that was overboard until we realized the most important rule: actions have consequences. Now, they signed it into law so that if anyone breaks any law, you can do whatever you want with them. So if someone goes out and, like, jaywalks, you're allowed to shoot them in the face or kidnap them and fucking rape them and everything like that. You can do whatever the fuck you want to them because actions have consequences. It's the most foolproof thing. Now, what's it called? Do you think that our way of life should have led down this road?
Wait a minute. What happened?
What actions have consequences got signed into law? It took a while after, you know, our Twitter overlords started taking control of the government, and then real life just became Twitter.
Okay, so all actions have consequences now?
Yes.
What about me, like, pissing on my house?
Yes, that technically still has consequences as long as that the stuff are legal. But if it's illegal, then you can do whatever the fuck you want with them.
So I can piss on my house, and
you can piss on your house, but anyone that decides you should lose your job or everything like that, you lost it.
But I didn't. It's just my house, though. What do I have to do?
We don't know. They just spout actions have consequences.
Well, I don't want it.
You're going to say actions have consequences is bad?
I don't want consequences for my actions. I just want to do whatever I want. This is fucking stupid. Science already solved all my other problems. Why hasn't it solved the consequences of my actions yet?
Well, I mean, what's it called? Science can only go so far. Usually they predict like normal people, and you're anything but normal. You literally like you try as hard as you can to not be normal.
That's not true. I'm doing drugs, and that's what normal people do, right?
Okay, that's one thing that you do that is normal. Everything else is abnormal.
What else do I do? I have podcasts. Everybody has a podcast.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit, and you know it.
Everybody has a podcast. Who do you know that doesn't have a podcast?
I would have to know people.
Who have you even heard of ever?
Just my inner circle.
Do they?
None of them have a none of them have a podcast there.
They're probably just hiding it from you on a different planet that you haven't been to yet.
This is true. This could be very, very true. Not everyone has a podcast. That may have been like the only viable career path back in like 2100, but they started inventing new jobs for entertainment. Not everyone needed a podcast.
So, okay, is what we're arguing right now, was it a good idea or not to pass the actions have consequences law? Is that the argument we're having?
Yes.
Okay. No, it was not a good idea. Actions should not have consequences. That shit sucks. That's my argument. That's what I want you to put on my thing.
Well, yes, it is actually not only a good thing for the actions have consequences law to be enacted, but it should be the way of life. It is the most libertarian argument you can think of.
Oh, really?
So, like, what is more libertarian than giving people the freedom to do whatever they want against other people that are breaking the law?
I mean, if actions had no consequences, then you could still do that. You could still, like, fight back.
That's not true, because everyone would fight back.
But, like...
Because
But the actions that you took didn't have consequences. It was just that somebody else also took an action. You know,
that's all what consequences are. It's just people taking actions.
The only time that something is actual consequences is when, like, the police officer or, like, your teacher, whoever's like, "Oh, I don't want to have to do this, but it's the law." It's like, that's consequences. If somebody's like,
I know.
"No,
like,
I want
gym
to stop
said
you. I don't want you to do this. Fuck you." That is not consequences. Yeah. That is reaction.
Yeah, I remember those consequences when my gym teacher said he didn't want us to do this, but it's the law, and so we did penis inspection day.
Oh no!
What
state has this law?
The Israeli state.
I believe it.
Oh man.
All right. Well, do you have a conclusive? Do you have a way of summarizing your argument?
Actions have consequences is the most libertarian thing because what's it called? Because Twitter is the ultimate expression of libertarianism.
All right.
Just like Subway.
Good luck.
No, and that's not really my argument. My argument is what's it called? Actions have consequences is good because my mind went blank. I'm a little too drunk.
You were fine the first time. I'm sure everyone will be on your side about it. So the next argument we're gonna have is
I completely forgot what I wanted to say for that one when it came. Whatever.
Was it a good idea to ban all human imagery? So as we know,
oh yeah,
At the time that the audience will be hearing this, because we're releasing this podcast in the past, they will recently have seen Australia banning hentai, banning and works such as No Game No Life that have been deemed as hentai. And this, of course,
and Akira,
as we all thought, inevitably led to worsening and worsening. Well, depending on how you want to look at it. It led to stricter and stricter ideas of what could be shown. Eventually,
okay, I don't like these loaded terms you put in.
Yeah.
You're saying worsening and stricter.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you mean more moral.
Yeah. Well, so what we found is that, you know, we've been trying to curb addiction in society. You know, we've been raising the age on drinking and cigarettes. It's now 54 before you can smoke or drink.
Yeah, 3,000 years ago, it was 21 on both drinking and smoking.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that they were letting kids that young, you know, make their own decisions.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the prefrontal cortex isn't even, developed.
yeah, no, it's insane. You haven't even had your midlife crisis yet. Like, how could you possibly understand what your life's going to be like? So...
Don't let me get started on the pedals. Like, people wanting to have sex with someone under the age of 50?
Oh, yeah, gross.
What fucking creeps?
If you, like... I mean... You don't even, like, stop aging until, like, menopause. So, you know, it's kind of, like, weird to be interested in somebody who hasn't even stopped aging yet.
I know, right?
So, anyway. Yeah, we realized that addiction was such a problem that we needed to stop having access to easy dopamine. And looking at human faces releases dopamine just inherently. It's
yeah. Stop having access to easy dopamine.
Right.
Wow, you also like freaking inject yourself with dopamine before the podcast.
I never said that I was aligned with society's morals. Okay, there's a reason that I've been using these loaded terms here. Yeah, well, they said that looking at human faces releases too much dopamine. It's too much. So eventually, human imagery was banned. You can't look at people anymore in this future. You can look at people out on the street, but it is, you know,
they have to wear the hijabs if you're a woman.
Right. Everyone has to wear masks at all times because the coronavirus will fuck.
This happened once Islam took over the Western companies because Western countries went and, you know, they started appealing to like a whole bunch of shit that people were saying they would buy, but they figured out they weren't the actual customers, and then they went bankrupt. Then America went bankrupt, and then it just imploded, and Islam just came in and swooped down, and we went and freaking converted into Islamic, and now
I didn't have to
Islamic
convert since I was
everywhere.
already a Islamic person, but
yes,
I am.
I mean, the beard gave
still
it away.
a black Israelite to this day, which is pretty nice because they did take over the world about 100 years ago. So, you know, I've been sitting pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Australia is going that extra mile with this new ban.
Yeah. So how do you feel? You seem like you think this is a morally righteous ban.
Of course it's morally righteous. Now, what's it called? Digi.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you some stuff. Did you know porn facts? The more porn that you watch, the harder it is to get erect.
I did not know this. This seems antithetical to any experience I've had. But
no. Okay. It's harder. Like, if you go and are watching porn for like 4 hours a day, every day.
Damn.
You can get hard pretty easily. But when it comes to trying to fuck like your partner and whatnot, you'll get hard really fast, but it will go down really fast. And it will also, what's it called? It won't last anywhere near as long. What's it called? it can only go for like 10 minutes and everything like that. You have to stay away from porn for a good like few weeks.
All right. I'll trust the scientists on this, I guess.
Like, what's it called? Like, there's that. What's it called? Studies show people that watch porn, they don't want to get in a relationship anymore.
Do people look at porn for 4 hours a day? That seems like a lot of your day to dedicate to porn. Like, aren't you not even supposed to have an erection lasting that long, or else it's like a problem?
Maybe you.
Well, I try not to have things like that because, you know, it's
I try to have people around to fix it.
yeah, that's always a good spot to be in. Luckily, I always have people around now that the VR chip in my brain makes all my tulpas real.
Oh, ever since they made waifus real, I've been just like going ham in my harem.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like most people, my crypto cod piece is collecting my cum as we commiserate on this.
All right. So, what's it called? Fact number 3. Did you know that most of the world actually has porn banned?
Yes, because you can't even look at people in most of the world, so it would be fucking weird if you could look at porn.
Like, this has been a thing all throughout human history. Even 3,000 years ago, most of the countries actually have looking at porn banned in all of it. If you exclude the undecided countries, as in they're so far back in technology, they don't even know what porn is online. They don't even have online. They're fucking like too busy trying to stamp like grass and rocks together to make a fucking microwave.
Grass and rocks to make a microwave. What the fuck are you talking about? Are we still talking about why it's a good idea to ban human imagery?
Yes.
Okay.
So it has been unnatural to actually have pornography in the world. So that's another reason for why it should be banned.
Okay.
Last reason is it makes me horny, and I don't want to be horny all the time.
I know, that's the biggest problem.
And the thing is,
I follow too many porn accounts on Twitter, and it's like, what am I supposed to do when I'm just walking around in the middle of the day, and there's fucking cyber porn in my fucking cyber head box. Luckily, I don't have to do anything because the cyber crypto cod piece just takes care of everything. There are no problems in the future. It's just that sick.
Now, there was two, like, it's really hard for me to decide whether or not I want porn. And it's basically down to this last issue. Is that, what's it called? It gives women power to just get money for their sexuality over men and everything. Like, that's been one of my, like, biggest complaints. But, you know, it kind of evens out. What's it called? When I find out that women... the ones that do that, they pretty much die alone.
Oh. Well, maybe I'm going to reconsider that. You almost had me at use body to make money, but now that you're telling me I'm going to die alone, I might not.
I mean, you're not going to die, just period.
Well, yeah, obviously. But okay, so how are you going to summarize your stance here? What you've brought up a lot of different points about why it was a good idea to ban all human imagery. What is your summarizing your stance?
What's it called? So the reasons why you should ban all human imagery is because it's degenerate, you sick fucks.
That's a pretty good summary. I'm going to say it was a bad idea to ban all human imagery because I needs to get my nut, and This ain't it. All right. Should we have nuked the rest of Asia? We only blew up most of it in the Great War, and we thought that we were being nice when we didn't blow up the rest of it. But what do you think?
I don't know. We dropped even more nukes than we did on Japan. We had some crazy shit like come into play. Like we got Anime 2. And the thing is,
did you say Anime 2?
Anime 2.
Like the sequel to Anime 2?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yes. So the thing about Anime 2 is the very first thing that came out of Anime 2 is what's it called? The VR helmets from Sword Art Online. Now, the good thing about this is that every single person from that loves Sword Art Online like pre-ordered this shit, and they all died because they got sucked into the actual game world, and then all of a sudden the person who made it was also crazy. But after they developed the bugs out and didn't kill you anymore, like these motherfuckers went hard into Anime 2.
Yeah.
Now instead of watching anime, you're in the anime.
Yeah, Anime 2 is really, really, really... It's hard. You remember Avatar sickness? Where, like, people went and saw Avatar in 3D, and then they were like, I can't go back to normal life. I want to kill myself. Anime 2 led to sweeping suicide. Like, you know, Greenland was no longer even, like, competing for highest suicide rate. It was, like, any... first world country that had access to Anime 2 was just
like, I can't believe it.
Off
like
the map.
Greenland, that is nothing but ice. Like everything is frozen. Even like their freaking fires outside. It's frozen. And they have a less suicide rate.
Yeah. I mean, frankly, if not for the fact that I had already been immortal before I discovered Anime 2, I'm sure I would have killed myself. But you know, as many times as I tried, I could not die. How is everybody else doing it? I never figured that out. But, you know, I've always been behind on the trends.
Yeah, it's become very trendy to actually just end your life permanently.
Well, by the time I figured out how to do it, it was passé and not cool anymore. So I didn't want everybody to think I was some kind of fag.
Yeah. It all started when Chuck Norris died. Oh, man. We weren't sure if he was actually dead, though. But it was confirmed.
We were just glad.
By our one of our gracious leaders. He was right under Allah, is Kim Jong-un.
Yes.
So you know it's true.
He survived the nuking. Do you think we should have nuked the rest of Asia?
No, but we should have nuked them a little harder.
Okay. So what should we have spared?
It's not that we should have spared anything. It's more of we should have nuked them to barely make them still alive so that they could go and create Anime 3.
You're right.
Because we have no... like,
as
what's
it
it called?
stands,
Remember.
people have not been traumatized enough yet to create Anime 3. Like, Anime 1 was created as a response to a nuclear bombing. Anime 2 led to a nuclear bombing. Anime 3 could have been sprung from a heavier nuclear bombing. Instead, everybody's been kind
Anime
of in
2
this
was from a nuclear bombing as well.
Well, you know, on the one hand, the nuclear bombing of half of Asia was pretty bad, but on the other hand, we still have Anime 2, so it's not the worst. But on the other hand, when we don't play Anime 2, we want to die. And, I don't know, I guess you're right that we shouldn't have nuked the rest of Asia. You think we should have only left some alive. I think we should have just specifically only left Vietnam still standing so they can make pho and Vietnamese sandwiches. And, you know, if they made Anime 3, it would probably be cheaper and just as good.
So my vote is they should have nuked more, but not all, so that Anime 3 could have been made.
Yeah, and mine is that we should have done everything but Vietnam because we can still have Foe, and I'm sure Anime 3 will still be fine.
Oh, come on. Try to just take what I said. You fucker.
All right, well, here's a much more pressing question because we've argued about this over and over and over again. Not just you and I, but people in the streets, in forums, on cyber internet. Like, I can't really say that the internet is like a separate thing from reality anymore because you literally always see one through one eye and one through the other. So, like, separating those experiences is no longer easy. But what also isn't easy is separating whether or not you are a good person for the belief that the alien emperor who overthrew Google in 2088 and killed half of the world in the process did anything wrong. Do you think he did anything wrong?
No, I can't see any reason why, they would do anything wrong. All of a sudden, when right after he came to be, he deleted all like certain people from our gene pool. Like all of a sudden, there was like they came down and saw that certain people were causing like disproportionate amount of crime and everything like that. So all of a sudden, they all got wiped out, like every criminal. After that, they started seeing that there was a lot of people like that were like all like in like this weird secret like sex cult club, and they were like some of the richest people in the world, and they had like so much power, and they had like weird eyes everywhere, and then they deleted all of them out, and then all of a sudden there was just like only a few races left after. There was like white people, Mexicans, and Japanese, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I think that he made a huge
like,
mistake.
World peace came to be right after that.
I think that the alien emperor made a huge mistake. Not in that he overthrew Google, because they were evil, and human race was awful at the time, but leaving the white people, big mistake, because all they did once nobody was there to make fun of them anymore was do hoedowns all the time. And I gotta tell you that...
Have you ever been to a hoedown?
All there is to have been to for the last 2,000 years is fucking hoedowns. Yeah, I've been to a fucking hoedown.
Oh man, we downed them hoes.
I just want to down normal drugs in a trap with my niggas, but all I got is white people hoedowns.
They got the cheap drugs.
Who does? The white people?
White people.
No, they
got
don't.
the cheap drugs because it's the bad ones.
No, they got the fucking white people got the nice drugs. They got the cocaine and shit.
No. They have the same version of drugs, but the cheap version.
Oh, I see.
They have the shitty version of that drug.
Yes. I think my argument here is going to be that the alien emperor who overthrew Google in 2088 and killed half the world only made one mistake.
Whoa. Why are we using term like alien? They don't like being called that, remember?
Sure.
They're being called not from Earth American.
Yes, the not from Earth American who overthrew Google in 2088, killed half the world in the process, did one thing wrong, and that was that he should have killed 75% of the world instead of just half.
White people aren't even close to half of the world. What the fuck?
He killed half the world, and he should have killed 75%, is what I was saying, which would include more white people, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. His name started with a T, right?
I don't remember.
Something like that. Was he thick? Thickos? Something like that?
Thick, nasty farts.
All right. All right, so...
What was your argument? What was your summary of yours?
I know I said it. I just don't remember.
All right.
What I summed it up into.
Hey, you wanna bring up the next topic?
Oh my god. So, what's it called? I'm almost positive my argument was somewhere along the lines of he got rid of all the... I don't fucking know. He only left white people, Asians, and Mexicans, and thus we made world peace.
Yes, something like that.
All right. So we got a note from 3,000 years ago to make this a topic because it was a trending topic at the time, and we just had to talk about it. So, what is the best part of...
Wait, how did this happen? I thought the next question was about the best invention in the past 3,000 years.
Oh, wait, I mixed it up. You're right. Let's cut that out real fast. Well, fuck it. We'll leave it in. So, what is the best invention? I can't stop laughing. All right. So, what is the best invention in the past 3,000 years?
What do you think? What do you think is the best invention?
Well, I was supposed to do this one first and the other topic next, but I'll say it. So, the best invention is Anime 2.
Oh, of course. That makes sense.
So, like, right after, a lot of people were so obsessed in Sword Art Online. This happened back in 2050, and Sword Art Online was still going. Jeff finally made his, 300th video anniversary on Sword Art Online and stuff like that. And Ricky Kawahara, he keeps apologizing to the audience for his 50th rape little incident inside the story. And he's like, I promise I will not do it again.
それは、レイプは、
Rape no good.
Yeah.
So, what's it called? He goes and apologizes and everything. And this is what happened. When the Sword Art Online Anime 2 was made, it goes and it killed off all Sword Art Online fans. Every last one of them. I've never seen such a peaceful conversation about anime ever since then. What's it called? Every single person that loves Sword Art Online was also a My Hero Academia stan, a Naruto stan, and so many common upcoming shows, all this long running shows and everything like that. All these fucking normies are now out of anime, and everyone's too scared to enter. And so now we have this entire medium to ourselves, and no one even dares to try to come in. So Anime 2 is the best invention because now we have superior anime. All the Sword Art Online fans died, and it's a natural born gatekeeper.
It's pretty good. But it doesn't even compare to the ass vac.
Yes. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it's a vacuum for your ass. It vacuums.
A vacuum for your ass.
Basically, you can just be sitting there on your chair, and then you're like, I kind of get a shit. So you press a button in your chair, and if you're wearing ass vac pants...
Do you remember what happened in the trial runs? Back in 2015 or so. Around there. like ass vac was actually a thing in real life, and they they tried it out, and when they went to just vacuum their ass and everything, their fucking like internal organs started coming out of their ass.
Yes. It was fucked up, which is why it took so long for them to perfect this technology. Almost 3,000 years. It took so fucking long for them to get the ass back right. But now, if you get the ass back, the special ass back underwear and pants with the holes in them, and you sit on a specialized ass back chair, when you gotta shit, you just beep, beep, boop. Press the buttons on the side of the chair. Bzzz, a little door opens up. Whoop, in comes the ass vac. Thoop, right up your ass. And you go, thoop, and your shit's gone. And then it goes back into the chair. Whoop, closed. And you're like, no more shit in my ass. It can also be used as a vibrator.
Oh, fuck you. God damn it. As soon as you added that defeated what I was about to say.
The ass vac is the best invention of the last 3,000 years.
Digi?
Yeah.
This all sounds good.
Yeah. It sounds amazing.
Except for one thing.
What is it?
Digi, when you go take a shit, what do?
Read.
Now, as someone who's been through school and everything like that, I know that once you get out of school, you don't do any reading ever,
true.
Unless you're taking a shit.
This has been true for my life.
So,
for the most part,
the ass vac is so instant that you have no time to actually read and everything. So the ass vac has actually made kids and adults all illiterate.
That my ass vac has saved me so much time on the hole that, in the hole as well. It has saved me so much time that I now do read because I don't have to spend all the time of getting up, going to the bathroom,
I call bullshit.
Pulling down my pants, fucking wiping, fucking, if I'm in
Digi.
Yes.
We already saw from the thing you read that you don't know how to read.
Look, the spaceship trip that I took for 2 weeks, if I had ass vac in my seats on the ship like I do at home, which I meant to install but did not get done, then the amount of time I would have saved of not having to go to rest stops and fucking put on as many female clothes as possible so that I don't feel strange in the women's restroom at a space rest stop. If I could save all that time with an ass vac, then the trip would have been hours shorter. Many hours shorter. That's the power of the ass vac.
Yeah, but now you wouldn't be able to read. You wouldn't be able to enjoy your time on the shitter. In fact, this makes us get off Twitter a lot more. And because Twitter became your entire life, because everyone pretty much just lives on the shitter now. Like, what's it called? Like, what do you do? Like, what's it called?
After Twitter's been my entire life since 2009. It's 3,000 years of Twitter being my whole life.
Yeah, it's like you're pretty much trying to make all of people's lives obsolete.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll just have to have
live.
No. You will live. Your life is just obsolete. So now you are living meaninglessly, and you can't die.
Meaninglessly?
Meaninglessly.
Okay.
I probably did fuck that up, but yeah.
Well, I think we've come to a conclusion about our opinions. I think we've made our
We'll just have to have
clear.
the fans decide. We'll just have to have the fans decide whether or not they want to take a shit faster, or if they want to, live inside an anime world where they are the protagonist or a side character of anything they want, any anime, hentai, or whatever, and live out that world, and whatever you do changes it. You know, they can choose whichever they want. I'm sure the audience will make the right decision.
I trust you all, people of the past. I mean, I already know who wins and who loses this one, since we already saw the results like 3,000 years ago. But I forgot. So it'll still be a surprise.
All right. Well, that has been all for today, and that's been all in the past 3,000 years. And I have been your host, the Unknown Otaku. And this has been Digitron.
Fuck my ass twice.
Suck my dick and fuck my ass.
Yes.
What's it called? How did we end this? It was something along the lines of what's it called? Forgetting. It was like, I'm supposed to be working right now or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm not working. I'm doing nothing.
Shit, I forget. It's so hard. Do you remember the next? I'm doing nothing.
Yeah, ass back. It was the ass back part. Ass back.
Fuck you. All right, we're done.
Ass
God.
back. That was the way.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.